Hey, you guys, once again, this is A-Rod without a paycheck.
Boxing with B.
Talking about the big fight coming up this Saturday between Lemieux and
Saunders.
Joe.
Were you looking to find
because I was
the
trying
name?
to think. Billy Joe Saunders, right? Joe Saunders versus Lemieux.
Who do you got?
I got Lemieux to knock him out within 6 rounds.
6 rounds. You're calling it then.
Calling it.
6 round by knockout, Lemieux.
Or maybe it might happen before. Kind of skeptical because I have to give Saunders credit here. He is a champion. He's tall, lengthy, awkward, southpaw. So he could run. He could box, I know that. But he's never met no one like Lemieux. He's fought good fighters. You know, he beat Andy Lee for the belt. Mm-hmm. And he beat that other kid that I thought was pretty good.
Willie Monroe.
You know, but we'll see. He's going to meet a heavy-hand hitter.
I mean, Saunders is undefeated. Like you said.
That makes a big difference, yeah. Coming undefeated makes you stronger.
25-0, but I believe he only has 12 by knockout. So, I mean.
One big thing, too. In England. All right? England. Yeah. His hometown. Well, I'm not trying to say nothing bad, but some of these scorecards favor their fighters.
Well, I mean, he has a 12 by knockout, so we'll have to see how he does against Lemieux, because, I mean, I've read up a lot on the fight, like what people are thinking, and they even think that this fight is going to be the toughest fight for Saunders. Like, it's going to be the make or break kind of thing of, like, you've had all these fights, now this is your main test of Lemieux. Lemieux has 3 losses. For people that don't know, it's like, they see the losses and they're automatically, like, if you just look at the records, you might just go, undefeated? I'm going with undefeated one because he's going to want to keep his O.
I think his first loss was he took the guy too lightly. The Mexican fight, Marco Rubio or something like that. Yeah, he took him too lightly. And he got knocked out.
Rubio won by TKO on that one.
Because Rubio knows how to hit too.
But out of the 3, he only has 2 by TKO. Okay. And that's to Rubio and then to Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin.
When you fight Golovkin, you get destroyed. Yeah,
but you know what? I think many fighters, when they fight that have fought Golovkin, when they come back, they don't come back the same. Like, It seemed like they were top-notch right before they fought him, and then they, gave it their all. And almost to a sense, like, they gave it their all, and then they come back and they're like, you have some kind of doubt now because they took such a,
brutal beating. Like, Rosado's for one guy. He took a bad beating.
When you bring up Rosado, I literally immediately think of his corner. Like, they showed the behind the scenes, and his dad was just telling him, like, let him keep going to the trainer. And Rosado was already, like, beaten up pretty bad. But I give him props because not once did he say, I don't think I could do this. Like,
I don't think he fell either, did he? He just got beat up. He got cut up pretty bad.
Yeah, actually, I don't
think he got dropped.
We're going to have to rewatch. Because as of right now, I don't remember that either. Like, I only remember specifically the dad saying, let him fight, which is like a typical, dad thing to say. Like, my son has heart. He believes in him.
Yes.
But then the trainer, like, I was like, dang, this trainer is a good trainer. He looks out for his fighter because he's, like, ready to run in, and then he comes back, and then he's, like, ready to run in, and then the dad's saying it, and he turns around, he's like, if I don't stop this fight, your son's going to die in the ring. And it's so true because anything can happen, and not even immediately in the ring, but the damage that can come to him after. So he says this, and then he just, like, kind of, like, ignores, because the dad didn't say anything afterwards. He was, like, thinking about it. But then the trainer gets up, and he just, like, throws in the towel, which I give him props. Because
there's always tomorrow.
Tomorrow. If you don't stop it, I mean, not that we never know if tomorrow's guaranteed.
Yeah.
But if you don't stop it, it could even, risking the chance. I mean, higher the chance of that.
Yeah. Well, way back, I remember when I was younger, I watched a fight between Gabriel Reyes and I can't remember
Jimmy Garcia.
Something like that.
It was Jimmy Garcia.
The father and the brother were the trainers and didn't want him to stop because this was the only shot. Well, he got a brutal beating too. He collapsed, and they took him away. And 3 days later, he passed away.
Yeah,
so,
it's sad. And that was even traumatizing to Ruelas. Ruelas even didn't like...
He was not the same afterwards at that fight.
Yeah, every time he would go back in, I don't remember if I saw this in a documentary or if I read this, but he said every time he went back into the ring,
he would
Jimmy's
see
face.
Jimmy's
face. And then, but it was such a, like, that story is like such a, it's sad, but it's so heartwarming too, because then Jimmy's mom went and spoke to Ruelas and said, look, you need to continue fighting. Like, you need to get yourself back in there. And that's coming from the mom of the fighter that died.
Yeah, but then I think he lost his belt to Zuma Nelson afterwards. Or, oh man, I can't remember exactly who he lost the belt to. Oh, Gotti, I think. Gotti knocked him out. If I'm correct. He lost to Zuma Nelson in Mexico City. Well, we'll get off. We're going back to Lemieux.
Yeah.
We're talking about something.
True. Lemieux was one that fought Golovkin. But like I was saying before we talked about Rosado, is that I think Lemieux is one of the ones that fought Golovkin, but has come back and has been able to show, like, you know what? You know, I took that fight. I lost by TKO, but look, I'm back and I still have the power.
And he still wants that rematch. How do you like that?
That's heart. That's heart, and that's determination. That's like hard work, dedication.
But that's hard work, dedication, and he did really well. First fight, but if there is a rematch, hopefully he gets a haircut. Gets one of mine. So that won't get in his way.
How was it?
I get one of mine. You know, all natural.
Get one of mine.
You know, because he could hit. He was taking the punches pretty good.
Yeah.
But his hair kind of got in the way a little bit, too.
It did. If you go back and watch that, too, it's like he'll take one, and even if it wasn't that strong of a hit, his hair is like... And then, I mean, who knows? That could have gotten in the way of your sight, I'm sure.
I doubt it. I think that what got out of his way was Golovkin's hands.
Yeah, I mean...
You know, Golovkin is a heavy hitter.
But I would say if like, let's say the Canelo fight was to happen again with Golovkin... And then the outcome of that, I would love to see Lemieux fight that.
Like to fight the winner of them.
Yeah.
And I think he will, because after this fight, like I said, after he knocks out Saunders and takes his belt, Golovkin's always wanted that belt. Wants to be the undisputed. He already has all the other belts.
Yeah, I think this is the only title that he doesn't
have. And that'd be a good thing. What happens if the age catches up to him and Lemieux makes history? Which I doubt, but you never know.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
So for this fight, we have Lemieux coming out with the victory. He's calling it in the 6th round by knockout. You want to call a minute? Or is that too much?
No, it's too much. I'm 2 for 2 so far, so we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping he knocks him out.
1 for 1
well,
as of now.
Just some other bets I've done.
A whole bunch of fights before he's had.
Yeah, so
but
all I know is I'm going to hear it. And the new WBO middleweight champion of the world, David Lemieux.
This fool thinks he's buffer.
No, not close.
Anyways, we'll see how it turns out. It should be a good matchup. I think a lot of people, like I'd read up on Saunders because I wanted to see like what the views were on him because of his undefeated record and the fights that you were saying. Eubanks is the fight that really comes up to everybody.
Yes.
When they think of Saunders, they think of that
I think
fight.
Eubanks. They should have let him go. They were trying to make him fight a different fight because Saunders is a boxer, and they were both undefeated then. And when they released him, it was too late. Eubanks should have just fought his fight, going after him, and maybe would have got the knockout. But he didn't. He let this Saunders guy box him, and it didn't look like Eubanks was much of a boxer. And he got schooled. He got beat.
Well, we'll see how that turns out. See if that record
will be tainted.
Will it be tainted with the 1 and take out that O? Will his O go?
It was O go because Lemieux's going to come right after him, cut the ring off, and he's going to show him his power. He's not going to know where to go. He's a boxer. He's not a Pernell Whitaker.
Lemieux does come at you, so we'll
and
see if
he's not.
If Lemieux's able to cut off the ring, it's a done fight.
Saunders is not a Lomachenko. He doesn't know. He's going to get overwhelmed, and he's not going to be able to get out of his. He's not going to know how to change his ways. He's just a boxer, but
you don't think he'll be able to adjust?
He won't adjust for nothing. I don't think he has the leg with footwork or nothing like that. I think Lemieux's going to corner him, cut him off, and put him to sleep.
Well, Lemieux does have the power to do so. I mean,
with both hands.
Yeah,
Curtis, he knocked him out into the middle of next week,
and both of them
in front of his mom. That's what's sad.
Both of them fought Golovkin.
Yep.
And that's when we were like, oh, let's see how these two fighters come back after fighting. Well, not that they hadn't had fights before that, but we were just like, they don't always come back the same, how we had said.
Oh, no.
But in that one, even Curtis Stevens surprised us because we were like, wow, it looked like he actually wanted that fight. And so when it first started, we were like,
They were
it
both
looks like it
taking
could
good
be pretty
hits.
good. It looks like it could be pretty good.
One left hook changed it all. Put him through the ring. But
Lemieux's
come on,
record,
David. I'm not a Canadian, but that night I will be. Let's do it.
To set it, the facts. Lemieux's not undefeated, but he has a lot more knockouts than Saunders has.
I think, to me, personally, he's a better fighter. So we'll see.
We'll see how this fight
Saturday.
turns out.
Here we go. Like to hear from all you guys that are following us. See what you guys tell me.
We love
about
replying, and eventually we're gonna, accumulate all of these, and then we'll address them. Maybe as a end of the year video, we can always see what comments are out there, and then talk about them.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Thanks for tuning in.
Out. Lemieux, the new champ.
Ho ho.